In der Heimen was Simches, in Wien oder Zkenz, macht man noch jenem Chotsch, es macht nicht ganz Sens. Sie leben von sich, wer will abnehmen.
Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. Today we'll discuss our halacha on this week's Parsha, Parshat Trumah. In this week's Parsha we have those famous words of Asuli Mikdash V'Shachanti B'Soicham, where Hashem asks that we should build a dwelling place for Him, and the Chassidish interpretation, B'Soicham, every home should become a Mikdash Ma'at, allowing Hashem to want to dwell amongst us. Making each individual home a Beis HaMikdash Ma'at. Every detail of the Mishkan and the Mikdash symbolizes very lofty ideas, and everything is exact. In this week's Parsha, we talk about many of the Kalim, the Menorah, the Shulchan, the Mizbeach, the Aron, all the Chashiv Kalim that were in the Mishkan. And then the Pasuk says, in Kapitel Chav Zayin Pasuk Lamed Hey, this as it's setting up the layout of the Mishkan, what goes where. So the Pasuk says, "V'samta as hashulchan mechutz laparoiches." When you're done with the Aron Kodesh HaKadoshim, and the Aron is in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, on the inner side, in the Heichel, in the Chatz, in the Kodesh, over there on the other side of the Paroiches, you put the Menorah, Noichach, Hashulchan, and then you put it as the Pasuk describes it. So Rashi breaks it down into simple description. Shulchan b'tzafin. Where b'tzafin? Mashuch min hakoisel hatzvaini shtei ames umechza. So when you're looking in the Kodesh, you'll see in the tzafin side, 2.5 ames off the tzafin side will be the Shulchan. The Menorah would be in the Durham side, 2.5 ames off Durham. Umezbeach hazav nasum keneged aver shebein Shulchan leMenorah. The Mizbeach hazav was placed like in the middle, sort of smack in the middle between the Menorah and the Shulchan. That's how the setup of the Kalim of the Kodesh was. All right. Now we have to make our Mikdash, and we have to make our Mikdash Ma'at. So our Mikdash today, the Bati Knesiyos Shebebavel, have a din of Mikdash Ma'at. So there's actually a discussion in the halacha about the layout of when you build a shul. When you set up a shul, does it symbolize different designs or layout of the Mishkan, of the Beis HaMikdash? So it's brought that the bima that you read Kriyas HaTorah on, the bima should preferably be be'emtza, in the middle of the shul, if you're able to. The question is, how strict is that halacha? Is that something you should just be machmir, or you should insist it should be that way? Where is the connection between the bima and the mizbeach? Because we find that on the bima you read the Kriyas HaTorah, and Kriyas HaTorah we read the Parshas HaKarbonos. So in certain sense, the bima is a replacement for the mizbeach, which was the Karbonos. Mekach, and it's also brought, this is from the Chassam Sofer, this is also the reason we find that on Sukkot we do hakafis, not the Simchas Torah hakafis, the Hoshainus around the bima, because today's days the replacement for the Mizbeach, the sort of replacement for the Mizbeach is the bima. And just like in the time of the Beis HaMikdash we did hakafis around the Mizbeach, so today we do the hakafis around the Hoshainus hakafis around the bima. V'aisei hamizbeach she'amad beheichel lefnei ha'aron haya omed be'emtza habayis. And remember that the mizbeach that the Torah was put on, that was be'emtza habayis, as Rashi quotes, mechuvam be'menorah l'shulchan. So therefore the Chassam Sofer screams that you should insist to make, when you set up a shul, that the bima should be in the middle. And the Gemara talks about the big shul in Mitzrayim and Alexandria, where over there was a big big shul, and to make everybody aware of where the chazan was up to, they would raise flags, and over there, it was the bima was also be'emtza, and the Chassam Sofer uses that as a raya that the reason that the bima is in the middle is not so everybody should hear, because in the real big shuls they had other techniques of how to make everybody aware of where the chazan was up to. The flag, the raising of the flag, yet the bima was be'emtza. So we see there's certain reason, especially now that we know that the bima is represents the mizbeach, just like the mizbeach was be'emtza, the bima should be be'emtza. Especially, says the Ksav Sofer, as the generations are becoming more and more modern, the Ksav Sofer adds, you find that the latest buildings of how the more modern shuls were built, they moved closer and closer the bima upwards towards the front, and that is nebach a chukas hagoy. That's how it is nebach by the goyish churches. That the platform is up front, so you could add the chash that our shul should not necessarily chas v'shalom look like what the way goyim set up their get-togethers, their places of get-togethers. So you should insist that our bima should be in the middle. The Rebbe adds, in the letter, it's brought in Shari Halacha Minig, that the Rebbe says that Bein Makom Kriyas HaTorah v'Aron Kodesh, in between the place where you read the bima and the Aron Kodesh, you should make sure there's a hefsek, at least big enough for one row of chairs to be there to people to sit. And somebody asks the Rebbe, does that row really have to be there? Do people really have to sit there? Or does just space mafsik? And the Rebbe discusses it in that letter. But the fact is that Rebbe also approves this idea that the bima should not be all the way up front. What is the geder of this bima? Meaning to say, what is the halachic status? Yes, the halachic status, it's holy because you read the Torah on it, but it's definitely not as holy as the Torah or the Svarim. It has a din of kedushas beis haknesses, just like any other thing, a keli or anything that enhances the Beis Hamikdash has a certain level of kedusha. And when you learn in Masechta Megillah, you learn about what you could buy and sell for what level, depending on, you could only be Maila b'Kedusha, not Meirid. So the bima has a din of Kedushas Beis HaKnesses. Yeshikoyach, and please join us again next week.